Ladies and gentlemen, our ceremony will begin momentarily. Today's ceremony is considered an outdoor ceremony, and all headgear is to be worn by all military personnel. We also ask that you please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices at this time. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome to historic Joint Base Myer, Henderson Hall. Originally established as Fort Whipple in 1863 and changed to Joint Base Myer, Henderson Hall in 2009. Its main purpose was fortification and the defense of Washington. Since its inception, Joint Base Myer, Henderson Hall has been the home of horse cavalry, artillery, and infantry. Today it is home to the Old Guard, the United States Army Band, and the United States Army Garrison. Before today's review begins, the United States Army Band, Pershing's Own, presents a pre-ceremonial concert featuring the following musical selections: Liberty Bell and Stars and Stripes Forever. Once again, good afternoon and welcome. Today, the United States Army, Military District of Washington, represented by the soldiers of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard, and the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone, pay a special tribute to several soldiers who are retiring after many years of distinguished service to the United States Army and our nation. Participating in today's review, from left to right, is the United States Army Band, Pershing Zone. Formed in 1922 by then Army Chief of Staff, General John J. Pershing, the United States Army Band is the premier band of our senior service. Pershing Zone provides musical support for ceremonies and special events in our nation's capital and throughout the United States. The United States Army Band is under the direction of Major Aaron Morris and led by Drum Major Rob Moore. Elements of the Old Guard include Honor Guard Company, commanded by Captain Jack King and led by Sergeant First Class Alfonso Roman. Next online is Hotel Company, commanded by Captain Michael Shin and led by Sergeant First Class Alan Matthews. Next online is Bravo Company, commanded by First Lieutenant David Rowe and led by Sergeant First Class Logan Lewis. Following is the Commander-in-Chief's Guard, patterned after the unit created by General George Washington in 1776 to be his personal guard. The Commander-in-Chief's Guard is commanded by Captain Alan George and led by Staff Sergeant Dennis White. The last element online, dressed in the Continental Musician's uniform, is the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps. During the American Revolution, musicians wore the reverse colors of their parent infantry unit. The men and women of the United States Army Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps maintain this tradition by wearing red coats instead of the infantry blue. The Corps is led today by Drum Major Barrett Newman. Ladies and gentlemen, moving into position is the Commander of Troops for today's ceremony, Lieutenant Colonel Peter C. Vangel, Commander, 4th Battalion, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Since the days of the American Revolution, the colors have been one of the most important elements of a military unit. Therefore, taking the center of our formation in just a moment and bearing the national color is the nation's foremost color team, the 3rd Infantry's Continental Color Guard, led by Staff Sergeant Trevor Kemp. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors. Please be seated. The history of the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment reflects the growth and development of our nation. 55 well-earned battle streamers, 2 valorous unit awards, 3 meritorious unit commendations, and 5 superior unit awards attest to the Old Guard's record of bravery in action and achievements during peacetime. In 1922, the War Department granted permission for the Old Guard to pass in review with bayonets fixed. The Old Guard will now fix bayonets to the traditional beat of the drum.
Sound, fix bayonets.
Ladies and gentlemen, taking the reviewing stand are the reviewing officials for today's ceremony. Major General Isaac Johnson, Jr., Chief Warrant Officer 5, Patrick R. Nelligan, and Command Sergeant Major Dion R. Leitner, accompanied by the hosts, Major General Jeth Ray, Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff, G6, United States Army, and Command Sergeant Major Roberto Guadarrama, Command Sergeant Major, 3rd United States Infantry Regiment, the Old Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as honors are rendered. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the advancing of the colors and remain standing for the playing of the United States National Anthem.
Color. Forward. Move. Sir, the persons to be honored and the colors are present. Present the command. Shoulder. Firelocks. F1, F2, F3. Present. Oh, F1, F2, F3. Detachment. Present. Oh. Detachment. Order. Oh.
Please be seated.
Order. Oh. F1, F2. Order. Firelocks. F1, F2, F3. Ceremonial. At ease. F1, F2. Stand. Ceremonial. At ease.
At this time, Major General Ray and Command Sergeant Major Guadarrama are now moving into position to honor the retirees. Please feel free to applaud your soldier as they are called. Headquarters Department of the Army Special Orders. By order of the Secretary of the Army, the following soldiers of the Department of the Army are retired. Major General Isaac Johnson, Jr., Civil Affairs. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Patrick R. Nelligan, Medical Service Corps. Command Sergeant Major Dion R. Leitner, Quartermaster. Colonel Darian L. Baisley, Finance Corps. Colonel Rodney O. Brigman, Military Intelligence. Colonel Andre L. Burks, Signal Corps. Colonel Mitch A. Butterworth, Chaplain Corps. Colonel Gregory L. Dutka, Military Intelligence. Colonel Craig A. Fournier, Air Defense Artillery. Colonel Jordan V. Henderson III, Medical Services. Colonel Therese A. Krutzberg, Veterinary Corps. Colonel Douglas A. Levain, Logistics. Colonel Charles J. McLaughlin IV, Special Forces, and Colonel Elizabeth B. McLaughlin, Judge Advocate General Corps. Colonel Carlos D. Mercado, Logistics. Colonel Richard Ng, Field Artillery. Colonel John A. Ransom, Engineer. Lieutenant Colonel Tiffany L. Carlisle, Adjutant General. Lieutenant Colonel Neil J. Fisher, Military Intelligence. Lieutenant Colonel Jason A. Hartley, Civil Affairs. Lieutenant Colonel Sean F. Huggins, Aviation. Lieutenant Colonel Michelle A. Jefferson, Veterinary Corps. Lieutenant Colonel James M. Leno, Army Reserve. Lieutenant Colonel Jason T. McGrath, Adjutant General. Lieutenant Colonel Stephen M. Morse, Air Defense. Lieutenant Colonel Peter M. Purcell, Adjutant General. Lieutenant Colonel Jason E. Scott, Cyber. Lieutenant Colonel Crystal V. Smith, Adjutant General. Major Anthony B. Constantino, Adjutant General. Major Steve L. DeLeon, Acquisition Corps. Major John W. Eanes III, Specialty Corps. Major Walter D. Holmes, Signal. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Alana M. Coulson, Military Intelligence. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Sharon M. Mullins, Signal. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Travis L. Ware, Signal. Chief Warrant Officer 4, Aaron W. Assad, Aviation. Chief Warrant Officer 4, John F. Berry, Army Reserve. Chief Warrant Officer 4, John R. Dixon, Quartermaster. Command Sergeant Major Luis M. Irizarry, Adjutant General. Command Sergeant Major Rafael A. Saldana, Infantry. Command Sergeant Major Tawanda L. Sanders, Adjutant General. Sergeant Major Larry O. Owens, Quartermaster. First Sergeant Miguel A. De La Cruz, Military Intelligence. First Sergeant Jonathan N. Wu, Medical Services. Master Sergeant Shamika M. Armstrong, Adjutant General. Master Sergeant Bobby Hines, Finance and Comptroller. Sergeant First Class Brian C. Davidson, Signal. Sergeant First Class Henry M. Delavette, USAR. Sergeant First Class Brandon L. Lee, Adjutant General. Sergeant First Class Facette T.C. III, Military Intelligence. Sergeant First Class Craig R. Saylor, Cyber. Sergeant First Class Raul M. Muniz, Transportation Corps. We are proud to recognize these soldiers' devotion to our country, and we wish them happiness and prosperity in their well-earned retirement. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the posting of the colors.
Post the colors. Stand. Right. Face.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Ray.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Distinguished guests, senior leaders, command sergeants major, friends, and above all, the soldiers and families to be honored today. Thank you for making time to attend the retirement ceremony, and welcome to this historic base, Meier-Henderson Hall. On behalf of the Secretary of the Army, the Honorable Secretary Christine E. Wormuth, Chief of Staff of the Army, General Randy A. George, and Sergeant Major of the Army, Michael R. Weimer, welcome. Another beautiful day here in the National Capital Region, and a great day to be with soldiers. Before I address our distinguished retirees and families, I would like to take a moment and thank those who have worked hard to make this such a special occasion. On the floor in front of you are the soldiers of the 3rd U.S. Infantry Old Guard, the oldest Army active duty infantry regiment. You look tremendous. Your professionalism and precision honors those who are retiring here today. Thank you for the hard work and the dedication. Thanks for serving in our Army. Please give them a round of applause. Thanks also to the members of the United States Army Band, Persian owned. Always, as always, you look and sound amazing and make these ceremonies even more special. Please give them a round of applause. The soldiers retiring here today joined the Army to be all they could be, and so did I. Some joined the Army following Desert Shield and Desert Storm. Others after America was attacked on 9/11. All have stood ready to meet the challenges and uncertainty of the global war on terrorism that brought almost 2 decades of continuous combat operations. They stand here today representing the best of America. Today, we honor 51 soldiers and their families for their faithful dedication and service to our nation, and for being all they can be. Collectively, these soldiers represent over 1,000 years of military service across our Army, and over 197 overseas service stripes. With service around the globe in a variety of combat arms, combat service support, and combat service support specialties, these soldiers, leaders, and families answer our nation's call and have not only served during a period of persistent conflict, but also led and trained our young men and women to deploy in harm's way and do our nation's bidding. Our Army, our nation, owes you a debt of gratitude. Your service and sacrifice that can never be fully repaid. The medal and U.S. flag are but a small token of appreciation for our service. I would like to take just a moment to talk about our flag, Old Glory. That you received a flag on this occasion of your retirement is significant. That is a symbol of our nation and a recognition around the world. We have fought to protect the freedom and our way of life, and we wear the stars and stripes proudly on our uniforms, both home and while deployed. The red color in the flag symbolizes hardiness and valor, which each of you have personified as a soldier and a leader in our Army, operating in austere conditions with limited resources to accomplish difficult missions. The white color refers to purity and innocence, which you have sought to protect both here at home and abroad. And the blue color represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice, which each of you have demonstrated in the conduct of your duties as officers, warrant officers, and non-commissioned officers. I am sure the flag holds a special meaning for each of you, as it should, given you served our nation. As you walk out of this hall, Comedy Hall, today, take solace in knowing you leave behind an enduring legacy that lives on in countless soldiers you have trained, you have mentored, and inspired. The Army is better because of your service. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause for our 51 great soldiers. We would be remiss if we did not take some time to thank the family members of each of these retiring soldiers. Your sacrifice, support over the past 20-plus years of service, and I know there's been some in here that have served over 40-plus years of service. That's tremendous. And that service has been foundational to the successes of each of these retirees, allowing them to accomplish their assigned missions and serve in the Army they love. You are reminded and remain steadfast in your support during a time of war that necessitated family separation, and for that, you will never adequately be compensated. Please accept our eternal thanks on behalf of a grateful nation for all that you have endured as family members. We could not fulfill our obligation to our soldiers, to the Army, to the nation, without the love and support of our families. Please join me in a round of applause for the families of our retirees. To our retiring soldiers, once again, thanks for your service. You are warriors and soldiers for life. So I humbly ask that you take on one last task. And yes, I'm tasking you one more time. Tell your Army story. Tell the Army story. Help to maintain all volunteer Army by sharing your experiences with American sons and daughters, so that they may be inspired to follow in your footsteps and volunteer to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We continue to serve as a shining example around the world because men and women like you have volunteered to serve. So again, on behalf of Secretary Wormuth, General George, Sergeant Major of the Army Weimer, the Joint Task Force, National Capital Region, Military District of Washington, the United States Army, and myself, and a proud and grateful nation, thank you. Good luck and Godspeed. This will defend. Be all you can be. Lift it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Army song. The United States Army is honored to have presented today's special ceremony. Thank you for your attendance and enjoy the rest of your day.